Most people think pennies are just small change, but some from 1975, 1985, and even 2008 can be worth much more than 1 cent. Rare minting errors and coins in top condition are highly sought after by collectors and can sell for big money. So before you spend that penny, take a closer look. You might be holding a hidden treasure. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more coin tips. The 1985 Lincoln cent is one of those coins that, on the surface, seems almost too common to be interesting. Billions were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints that year, and for most people it was just another penny used to buy candy, tossed into change jars or forgotten in pockets and purses. But within this mountain of ordinary copper-plated zinc cents, there are extraordinary examples that carry unique errors, outstanding preservation, and collector demand that turn a coin worth a single cent into a treasure valued between $46,000 and $122,300. That wide range of value is not just a number. It's the dream that fuels collectors and coin hunters who know that hidden treasures sometimes live in plain sight. To appreciate why the 1985 penny can be so special, it's important to remember what was happening with U.S. coinage at the time. By the early 1980s, the Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for more than 70 years. Designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909, it was originally struck in 95% copper. But in 1982, due to rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint transitioned to a new composition, a zinc core coated with copper. This change means that coins from 1983 onward, including the 1985 penny, are mostly zinc. While most people wouldn't notice the difference, collectors know that zinc coins are far more prone to issues like corrosion and wear. That makes high-grade survivors, especially ones with rare mint errors, incredibly desirable. The design of the 1985 penny is familiar to every American. Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design used since 1959. But within this familiar design, errors and minting varieties have created some coins that stand far apart from the rest. Double-die obverse cents, where inscriptions such as Liberty or the date show dramatic doubling, can command huge sums. Off-center strikes, where parts of the design are missing or shifted, are another favorite. And then there are rare full brockage errors, where the image of one side of the coin is stamped into the other, creating a mirror-like effect. These errors are the golden tickets of the 1985 penny world, because they take something ordinary and transform it into a rarity worth tens of thousands of dollars. Condition is another key factor that elevates the 1985 cent into extraordinary value territory. The vast majority of these coins entered circulation and were heavily used, scratched, dinged, and corroded over time. Because the zinc core is so vulnerable, many 1985 cents today look battered and dull. But a small handful were preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition, stored away in rolls or mint sets, or discovered before they could be damaged. Coins graded MS-67 or higher are exceptionally rare. When paired with a striking mint error, these are the coins that attract bidding wars and can reach values in the range of $46,000 to $122,300. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1985 penny is how deceptively normal it looks to the untrained eye. A casual glance doesn't reveal its secrets. It takes a careful, patient inspection to spot the subtle doubling of a die, the unusual shift of an off-center strike, or the crisp surfaces of a coin that has survived in top-notch condition. This makes coin collecting not just a hobby, but a skill and an art form. Knowledge is power in this field, and those who dedicate time to learning the small details are the ones most likely to uncover treasures in their change jars. Stories of high-value 1985 pennies sold at auction add to the excitement. Collectors love to share tales of ordinary coins turning into extraordinary paydays. Imagine finding a penny in an old roll, sending it off for grading, and learning that you're holding a six-figure piece. That's the kind of story that keeps collectors searching, keeps coin roll hunters opening box after box, and keeps the market for coins like this alive and competitive. The 1985 penny is a symbol of possibility. It shows that rare finds aren't confined to centuries-old coins, but can also be hidden among the everyday change from just a few decades ago. What really makes this coin fascinating is the combination of its abundance and its rarity. On one hand, billions were produced, making the 1985 cent one of the most common coins of its time. On the other hand, the unique conditions required to create a valuable specimen, unusual errors, superb preservation, and collector demand, make the truly valuable ones unbelievably rare. This paradox makes the hunt even more exciting. Every coin collector knows that rarity often hides in the crowd, and that's exactly the case here. The Jefferson nickel, the Roosevelt dime, and the Washington quarter all have their stories of rare and valuable varieties. But the Lincoln cent holds a special place in American coin collecting. It's the most widely collected U.S. coin, and even casual hobbyists are drawn to it. This means that when rare varieties like the 1985 error cent surface, they instantly capture attention from across the numismatic world. The demand drives prices higher, and coins that might otherwise have gone unnoticed become headline-worthy. The fascination with the 1985 penny also reflects a broader truth about coin collecting. Value is not always about age. Some people assume that only coins from the 1800s or earlier can be worth serious money, but modern issues like the 1985 cent prove otherwise. It's a reminder that the minting process is complex, errors still slip through, and even in recent decades, coins can emerge that hold incredible value. For collectors, this opens up an exciting frontier. Modern coins can be just as rewarding to search as older ones. Looking closer at why some 1985 cents have sold for $46,000 or even exceeded $122,300, the answer comes down to rarity plus demand. For example, a mint-state, full red specimen with an extreme double die error is a collector's dream. Add in the scarcity of such coins in high grade, and it's easy to see why auction prices can soar into six figures. These aren't everyday finds, but their existence proves that the chase is worth it. For collectors or even casual treasure hunters, the key lesson from the 1985 penny is simple. Don't ignore the coins you think are too new or too ordinary. Every piece of change has the potential to hold secrets. Every jar of pennies, every roll from the bank could contain a life-changing discovery. While the odds are slim, the possibility is what fuels the passion. The 1985 penny stands as a perfect example of why coin collecting continues to capture imaginations. It's not just about history, metal, or design. It's about the thrill of discovery and the knowledge that hidden treasures can be right under your nose. A penny you would normally overlook could, under the right conditions, be valued at $46,000 to $122,300. That thought alone makes the hunt irresistible. So, the next time you see a 1985 cent, don't dismiss it as just another coin. Take a closer look, examine the details, check for errors, and consider the condition. Who knows? That single penny could be your gateway into the fascinating world of numismatics, and, if you're lucky, it could turn out to be worth a fortune. The humble Lincoln cent has always been full of surprises, and the 1985 issue proves that sometimes the most extraordinary treasures hide in the most ordinary places. The 1975 1-cent penny is one of those coins that might look like just another everyday copper cent to the untrained eye, but once you dive into the details, it becomes clear why this coin has captured the attention of collectors and why a rare few have sold for breathtaking prices. A regular penny is easy to overlook. It's tossed into jars, left in change trays, or passed along without a second thought. But the truth is, certain examples of the 1975 penny have sold at jaw-dropping figures ranging anywhere from $56,000 to $132,000. It's a staggering leap from a coin that most people don't even consider worth bending down to pick up. That kind of transformation from pocket change to treasure is what makes the story of the 1975 Lincoln cent so fascinating. The 1975 penny belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which ran from 1959 until 2008. Victor David Brenner's famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse had already been in use since 1909, but in 1959 the wheat reverse was replaced with Frank Gasparo's image of the Lincoln Memorial. This gave the coin a dual tribute. Not only did it feature Lincoln's profile, but on the reverse you could also see the statue of Lincoln nestled inside the memorial. Collectors often remark that it's the only U.S. coin that shows the same person twice. That small detail is often overlooked, but it adds to the significance of the series and connects the coin to a broader historical and artistic tradition. BY 1975. These coins were still being struck in the bronze composition, 95% copper with 5% zinc and tin. That composition had been in place for decades, but it would soon change dramatically in the early 1980s when copper prices rose so high that the mint had to switch to copper-plated zinc. That makes the 1975 cent one of the last of the true bronze coins that carry a heavier weight and a richer look compared to the newer cents. Many collectors prefer these older copper issues because of their warmth, their durability, and the way they tone with age. They carry a character that zinc pennies simply can't replicate. For most 1975 cents, the story is simple. They were struck at Philadelphia with no mint mark or at Denver with a D mint mark. Proof coins came out of San Francisco with an S mint mark. The Philadelphia and Denver coins were intended for circulation, while the San Francisco coins were struck for collectors and often featured mirror-like fields and frosted devices. But what really sets certain 1975 cents apart isn't just where they were struck. It's what happened during the minting process. Errors, varieties, and extraordinary conditions are what separate a 1-cent coin worth exactly 1 cent from one that can sell for $56,000 to $132,000. Errors are always at the heart of excitement in coin collecting. The most famous are double dies, where the coin's design elements are duplicated because of a mistake during the die-making process. If you look at Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, or the date and see doubled letters with clear separation and not just flat shelf-like doubling, you may have a true double die. A strong double die in high mint state condition can send values soaring. Collectors pay dearly for coins that are not only technically rare but visually striking. Doubling on a 1975 penny is a jackpot for those lucky enough to find one. Especially in bright red uncirculated condition. Off-center strikes are another error that can elevate value. Most off-center coins are minor, just a slight shift. But when the strike is dramatic, leaving a large blank crescent and still showing the full date, the coin becomes much more valuable. A dramatic off-center strike from 1975 can be an immediate conversation piece, and in top condition, it has the power to climb into that $56,000 to $132,000 window. There are also broad strikes, which occur when the collar that normally holds the coin in place during striking fails, allowing the metal to expand outward. This leaves the coin wider, flatter, and without a proper rim. A broad-struck 1975 penny with brilliant surfaces can be rare and collectible. Even more intriguing are coins struck on the wrong planchet. If a 1975 penny was mistakenly struck on a dime or even a foreign coin blank, the result would be a coin that looks and feels totally off. These off-metal errors are some of the most valuable mistakes in the entire hobby, and authenticated examples can bring tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Other errors worth noting include double strikes, where the coin is struck more than once, creating a ghost-like second image. There are also struck-through errors, where grease, thread, or other foreign material gets in the way during striking, leaving part of the design missing or distorted. A dramatic struck-through error in mint state condition from 1975 would be a standout coin. Collectors also love cuds, die cracks, and die chips, raised lumps or lines caused by breaks in the die itself. While small die cracks don't usually make a coin worth a fortune, large and dramatic die breaks can be highly collectible, especially if they obscure parts of the design. A big cud on a 1975 penny, coupled with strong surfaces, can raise its desirability significantly. But even without errors, a 1975 penny can be a treasure if it's in the right condition. Most cents from this period circulated heavily, picking up scratches, wear, and spots. Finding one that has survived with blazing original red color and no signs of handling is very rare. Collectors call this full red, and it's one of the most important factors for value. On copper coins, color designations are everything: BN for brown, RB for red-brown, and RD for full red. A 1975 penny that remains fully red after decades is not only scarce, it's eye-catching, and in high mint state grades, it can bring serious money. Add a rare error or double die on top of that, and suddenly you're in the conversation for those 5- and 6-figure price levels. Proof coins from San Francisco add another dimension to the story. While millions were struck, perfect examples with deep cameo contrast, frosty white devices against jet black fields, can command premiums. A flawless proof with a rare error, such as a double strike or a misaligned die, could become incredibly valuable. Proof errors are particularly prized because they're not supposed to happen in such a carefully controlled minting process. When they do, the rarity is magnified. The thrill of these coins lies in their accessibility. Anyone can stumble upon a 1975 penny in an old jar, a roll of coins, or tucked into a forgotten drawer. That element of surprise, discovering a small fortune hiding in something so ordinary, is what makes this coin so fascinating for collectors and non-collectors alike. It's the classic treasure hunt, and the stakes are high enough to make it worth the search. When collectors or grading services identify a 1975 penny with extraordinary qualities, the auction results often tell the story. Bidding wars can erupt when a coin is certified at the highest grades or features a dramatic error. The excitement in the room or online builds as the numbers climb higher and higher, reminding everyone that this is not just about history, but about serious money. That's when you hear those incredible figures, $56,000 to $132,000, and it suddenly feels real. For collectors, the key is to know what to look for. Start with condition. Sharp details, brilliant luster, and original red color. Then check for errors. Doubling, off-centers, broad strikes, clips, cuds, and anything else unusual. Weighing the coin can also reveal wrong planchet strikes. Every small detail matters when you're trying to separate an ordinary penny from a once-in-a-lifetime find. It's also important to remember the broader historical context of the 1975 penny. This was the last year before the bicentennial quarters, halves, and dollars took center stage with their special designs in 1976. It was also part of the copper era of the cent, which would soon come to an end in the early 1980s. That makes the 1975 penny not only a collectible coin but a marker of a transitional period in U.S. coinage. And here's where engagement really builds. You could have one of these coins right now. That jar of pennies sitting in the corner? That roll of cents you grabbed from the bank? One of them could contain a 1975 cent with a double die, a dramatic off-center strike, or blazing red color in mint state. It's the possibility that keeps collectors searching and makes every penny worth a second look. The beauty of the 1975 penny is that it bridges the gap between the ordinary and the extraordinary. On one hand, it's a coin everyone has seen countless times. On the other, it's a coin that, under the right conditions, can rival the price of a new car or even a house. That's a powerful reminder that value isn't always obvious, and that treasures can hide in plain sight. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting to check your change, keep your eyes sharp for 1975 pennies. Look for the signs of rarity, study the details, and never dismiss a coin just because it looks common. The next time you see that small bronze cent with Lincoln's profile, remember that some of them have already sold for between $56,000 and $132,000. The next one could be yours. The 2008 United States 1-cent penny may seem ordinary at first glance, just another Lincoln cent minted by the billions to fill cash registers, vending machines, and piggy banks across the country. But hidden among those countless copper-plated zinc coins are rare and extraordinary varieties that have shocked collectors and turned a single cent into a prize worth more than many cars, even houses. That's what makes the 2008 penny such a fascinating story in the world of numismatics, where error coins and condition can transform pocket change into life-changing money. Some of these rare 2008 pennies have fetched staggering prices, with auction records showing values between $36,000 and $102,500 depending on rarity, error, and grade. This reality makes every ordinary penny in circulation feel like a potential treasure waiting to be discovered. The Lincoln cent has a rich legacy. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it became one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. By 2008, the reverse still carried the familiar Lincoln Memorial design, which had been used since 1959. This was the last full year of the memorial design before the mint shifted in 2009 to a series of bicentennial reverses honoring Lincoln's life. That historical transition gives the 2008 penny a special place in numismatic history as the final chapter of the memorial reverse. Combine that with rare error varieties and you have the recipe for a coin that collectors chase with unmatched enthusiasm. Among the most valuable 2008 penny errors are double die obverse and reverse varieties. A double die occurs when the coin die is impressed with the design more than once at a slightly shifted angle, creating a visible doubling effect on the coin. On 2008 pennies, doubling has been reported in areas such as "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date. On the reverse, doubling can sometimes be seen on the columns of the Lincoln Memorial. The more dramatic and visible the doubling, the higher the coin's value. Collectors are drawn to bold examples where letters and numbers show crisp doubling. These are the types of errors that can push a penny into the $36,000 to $102,500 range when authenticated and sold at auction. Another highly collectible variety for the 2008 penny is the off-center strike. This error occurs when the blank planchet is not properly aligned with the dies during striking, causing the design to appear shifted away from the center. Off-center strikes are prized by collectors, and the more dramatic the shift, the more valuable the coin becomes. A 2008 penny struck 50% off-center, yet still showing the full date and most of Lincoln's portrait, could easily land at the upper end of auction results. Such coins are striking to look at, instantly recognizable, and rare enough to inspire fierce bidding wars among collectors. Then there are wrong planchet errors, which are considered some of the most thrilling finds in numismatics. In these cases, a penny design is struck on a blank intended for another denomination, such as a dime or a foreign coin. These pieces are usually lighter or heavier than a normal penny, and their size may differ slightly. When collectors find a 2008 penny struck on the wrong planchet, the rarity is so extreme that it elevates the coin's value far beyond expectations. Examples like this, authenticated by grading services, have crossed the auction block with prices soaring well into five figures, even approaching that $102,500 mark. Clipped planchets are another fascinating error type. During the blanking process, if the metal strip from which coin blanks are cut is misfed, the resulting coin blank may overlap with the edge of the strip. When struck, the coin will have a crescent-shaped clip missing. These clipped planchets are relatively scarce on modern coins, and when they occur on 2008 pennies, they're particularly sought after. Dramatic clips that are clean and obvious fetch the strongest prices, especially if the coin also grades at high levels. Strike-through errors are also important to mention. These occur when foreign material, such as grease, fabric, or wire, comes between the die and the planchet during striking, leaving an impression of the object on the coin's surface. A 2008 penny with a dramatic strike-through error can be both fascinating and valuable. These are one-of-a-kind pieces, and the uniqueness of the error often drives collectors to bid aggressively. Collectors also keep a close eye on die cracks and die breaks. As coin dies wear down from heavy use, they sometimes crack or chip, leaving raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin's surface. While many of these errors are minor, some can be dramatic, especially if they create extra metal that alters Lincoln's face or the Lincoln Memorial design. These cuds are highly collectible, and when combined with strong condition, they can command significant premiums. Condition, of course, is everything in determining value. A heavily circulated 2008 penny with a minor error might only be worth a few dollars, while an uncirculated example with a bold error could be worth tens of thousands. Coins graded MS-67 and above are particularly scarce, and when paired with dramatic errors, they can achieve record-breaking prices. Collectors who understand this emphasize the importance of checking even modern coins for high-grade examples, because they can be worth much more than expected. Auction results tell the story best. Over the past decade, rare 2008 penny errors have surprised the market again and again. Collectors and investors alike compete for the finest examples, driving prices higher. It's not uncommon for a dramatic error penny from 2008 in pristine condition to achieve results between $36,000 and $102,500. This is what makes the hobby so exciting, not only for seasoned collectors but also for newcomers who may stumble upon a life-changing coin in their pocket change. The 2008 penny is also meaningful because of its timing in American history. It marked the end of an era, the last full year of the Lincoln Memorial reverse. Collectors often place a premium on coins from transitional years, and the 2008 penny fits that bill perfectly. When a coin has both historical significance and error varieties, its appeal is magnified. The fact that so many errors are reported for 2008 only strengthens its standing in the collecting world. Stories of discovery continue to inspire. There have been reports of collectors finding rare 2008 pennies while searching through rolls from the bank or even while cashing in coins at a grocery store. These tales remind us that treasure can still be found in circulation today. The key is careful examination. Many of the most valuable 2008 pennies were initially overlooked as ordinary until someone with a sharp eye spotted the doubling, the off-center strike, or the unusual weight of a wrong planchet coin. For new collectors, the 2008 penny offers a perfect entry point. It's modern, accessible, and widely available in circulation, yet it holds the potential for extraordinary discoveries. Even if you don't find a five-figure error, learning to search, grade, and appreciate pennies from this era builds the foundation for a rewarding collecting journey. For seasoned collectors, the 2008 penny represents opportunity. The coin is old enough now that many uncirculated examples have already been tucked away in collections, yet young enough that circulation finds are still possible. With values ranging from $36,000 to $102,500 for rare errors, the incentive to keep looking is strong. The lesson of the 2008 1-cent penny is clear: value hides in plain sight. A coin dismissed by most as insignificant can, under the right circumstances, be one of the most valuable small-denomination coins of the modern era. The key is attention to detail, knowledge of error types, and an understanding of the grading process. Collectors who master these skills stand the best chance of uncovering treasures, so the next time you handle a penny dated 2008, don't rush to spend it. Study it closely. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, missing portions, or unusual weights. That little coin could be worth more than you ever dreamed, and if you're lucky enough to find the right one, you might be holding a piece that collectors would gladly pay between $36,000 and $102,500 to own. That's the magic of numismatics. Every coin has a story, and sometimes that story leads to life-changing value.